So my own thing is that if you like it, why are you sending mixed signals? Girl. Hi people, welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Tala Adewale. This is DISBYDEM. Today we're going to be doing My Sibling's Romance China. And we're going to be doing episodes 1 to 2.5. Don't get me going. Don't get me going. Anywho, like the video, leave your comments. Let me know if you watched this. This is all done. So let me know if you watched it. No spoilers, please. I actually am enjoying this so far. So I'm thinking that it's going to be a good show. And hit that subscribe button while you're at it. And let's just dive into it. First of all, I'm not wearing my glasses. I needed a break from my glasses. I've had migraines the past 2 days. And it screams when I stare at my computer too long through my glasses. It always happens. So usually I take a break. But because I'm doing reviews now, I don't need to wear my glasses. I can work. So, 50-50. So if my eyes cross during this review, guys, it is normal. Just go with it. Just go with it. Also, it also explains these because I picked the first thing that my hands touched thinking they were brown and ended up being red. And we're stuck now. If you've seen Better Late Than Single video, it's the same night, guys. It is what the motherfucking is. Anywho, back to the recap at hand. So we're gonna be doing episodes 1 to 2.5. So first of all, I didn't even know that I was let me just gist you. I was watching this on Kiss AH or HA, I don't know what it is. Kiss channel platform, whatever. And they have 49 episodes there. And I was thinking, why do they have 49 episodes? So I started watching this. I watched episode 1, episode 2. Episode 3 seems like it went back to episode 1. Episode 4 seemed like it went back to it was just everywhere. And then I remembered that this is actually on YouTube. And I will put the link in the description so you can also go and watch it if you haven't seen it, and you can watch along if you like. I'll put that there because YouTube is a lot more straightforward. Now the episodes, Chinese reality TV shows do this. They do part 1, part 2. So I think it's about 24 episodes. Either 24 or 28, I don't really remember, but it's a ton of episodes. And by the time I got to episode 5 on the Kiss platform listing, I knew something was amiss, so I switched over to YouTube and I continued from there. It turns out I was on episode 2 part 1, so that's where I stopped for my notes. So that's what we're going to be talking about 2.5 episodes. Subtitles, they get wonky with this. I use Google Image Translate. Like, I do what I can, guys, to get context, but I am so grateful that this is based on the Korean version and the format is the exact same. Otherwise, we would have been in the trenches with the subtitles, guys. No joke. I remember, and this is why I still have PTSD from Yes I Do, because the subtitles, oh god, my head was hurting. But the shows are so good. So in the end, it's worth it. Whether you are lost at sea or you are floating in the wind, it's just worth it to just go along in these journeys, whether you understand or not. For the most part, they've been good though, even the ones on YouTube. And for things that they don't translate, Google Image Translate works perfectly, and that's what I use. But let's dive on in. So if you see My Sibling's Romance Korea, it's the exact same thing. But for those who haven't seen it, how many are there? I think it's 4 siblings, right? Yes. 4 siblings are brought together into this house. At least 4 to start. They brought additional people in Korea, so they might do that as well here. I don't know that what they call it, Meiji situations work well when they bring them in too late. So I hope that that's not the situation in this case. But anywho, 4 siblings are brought together into one household where they will live for 20 days and try and find love for themselves and also for their siblings. That kind of is the concept in a nutshell, right? There's hosts. I've been skipping the host information because I don't need it, guys. I'm not here to talk about what the hosts are talking about. I'm here to talk about what we see and what I'm talking about. So I skip it because I just don't care. I really don't. And there are too many. There are too many people on the host panel. Too many. Why do we need 6 people? Is it 6 or is it 5? 2, 4, 2, I can't count. 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 people. Why? I didn't know I was this hated about it. I just skipped the host, so I'm only focused on the singles and their interaction. It's very wholesome. I loved the Korean one until I didn't. And if you watched it, you know. One person ruined that whole experience for me at the end. And I will never forgive them. Never. Actually, no, it's not that deep. I will never forget that they did that, you know, because they ruined the entire show for me and kind of pissed me off in the end, you know. But we're introduced to the single. The whole stock a whole bunch. Don't care. We're introduced to the singles. First person is Tam Tam, and I wrote that he was eyed. He's very wide eyed. He's handsome. I'll give him that. But I just wrote that he was eyed. There was really nothing really standing out to me. Next we got Susu, who was gorgeous. She is so cute. She reminds me of somebody, but I can't pinpoint it. I think throughout the series it will come to me. I just can't pinpoint who she reminds me of. Then we get Hua Hua, and she seemed very assertive, like somebody who knows her mind, very much straight to the point. I kind of like that about her, and as the episodes went on, I kind of felt more in tune with Hua Hua. Then Harry was next. No obvious comments, honestly, but I thought maybe that Harry was Susu's brother. That was my first impression of him. I said maybe. And he's kind of like an awkward, he has this awkward energy about him. He cannot sit in one place. And that can either be lovable or not. To me, it's neither here nor there. I just find it is what it is. It is his personality. I'm not going to fault him for having awkward energy. I can have awkward energy when I need to. Then we have Pampan. I said he looked older. I think he is most likely the oldest person in the house. I thought maybe he was Hua Hua's brother. I said maybe, I wasn't sure at this point. Then Xiaoling. Xiaoling is stunning. Xiaoling looks like she might be biracial though. I wasn't sure. She has very strong, not like strong, but very, I would say assertive features. Like her eyebrows, her bone. Like everything about her was just stunningly put together, and I kind of just vibed with her. She is definitely Tam Tam's sister. Like, honestly, they look like twins. That's how much they looked alike, and everybody clocked it as soon as she showed up. Then Tutu came. He was young and energetic, and I thought that he could also be Susu's brother. I wasn't sure between him and Harry, but I was like, maybe he could be Susu's brother. I thought that maybe Tutu might be too young for the show, because I'm feeling that maybe Tutu is 21, and I'm not sure, but I don't know his age yet, so it might just be one of the ones that look really young, you know. I think everybody's young. I think everybody, maybe with the exception of Pampan, is like in their early 20s. That's what I feel. And then last but not least was Xinxing. And she a real glam girl. She looked flawless. She looked beautiful. And I wrote Pampan's sister for her. I'm going to write down the people that I think are siblings, and then they confirm that later for us. So I thought Xiaoling and Tang Tang, those ones is 100%. Pampan and Xinxing, Susu and Tutu, and then Harry and Hua Hua. So those were the people that I thought were siblings. They then give them their first mission, and it's the Cupid dates, and it's girl's choice. So this was where I was excited, man, that they were following the same concept as the Korean what's it called? MySibling'sRomance. Thank you, the Korean show, because the format was the exact same. So I knew what was going on, and I wasn't lost in the trenches, because half the time they were wearing subtitles. So basically it's girl's choice. The girls will pick they will write a letter to who they want to go on their first Cupid date with, and then they hand it to the sibling of the person who they think is the sibling of the person that they want to date. Does that make sense? I don't know how else to explain it. Hopefully that made sense to you. So they don't show us everybody, and maybe because of the one that I watched, they don't really show us everybody, but they show Susu, who hands it over to Xiaoling immediately because she's interested in Tang Tang, right? That was the only one that we see. She did it in front of everybody, which was kind of like a statement. I kind of respected it a little bit. Harry starts on dinner and the others help. He seems like the only one who could actually cook properly among the group. I think Tutu can cook a little bit, but Harry is the chef, you know, in the house. Then they get side dishes from their parents, which is something they did in Korean version as well. The parents sent, it wasn't that much though, which was very interesting, and I was questioning that, but how am I supposed to figure out that? It wasn't that much at all. There were many side dishes that were sent over, and I thought that was very interesting. But they did get some side dishes. They had dinner all together. They played some games, and at first I thought they were naming people that they were interested in, but it wasn't what I thought. Like I said, the subtitles were in the trenches with this one. So it was more of an icebreaker kind of game. So at this point, I thought I was switching to episode 2, but I wasn't. I was going to episode 1, part 1. We didn't get to see the siblings that are related. And first to the bat, we only get to see two. The first people they show us were Xiaoling and Tantan. I think that one was so obvious. So they kind of had no other option but to show it to us. So she's older by 14 months. And they're talking. And Tantan says that he's interested in Susu. Xiaoling also wondered that maybe he might be interested in Hua Hua. But during dinner, she confirmed that it was Susu that he actually had his eye on. Xiaoling is thinking that she's maybe interested in Tutu, Harry, and Pampang, but Tutu is her number one. She then gives him the card from Susu, but she doesn't tell him who it's from because they don't reveal that. That gets revealed when you show up for the date. That's kind of like the surprise factor of it all. Next we see Susu, and it's Harry that walks through the door. I did not expect that, but I kind of did because I wrote down at first when Harry came in, I said maybe he is Susu's brother, but then Tutu came in and Tutu looked very much like Susu, so that kind of threw me off. But it was Harry, and we get to see their parents. They're a beautiful couple. Their mom is drop dead gorgeous. Wow, our mom was stunning. They seem to have a fun family. You know who they reminded me of? They reminded me of the singing brother sister siblings from Korea, Park Se-yeon and Park Jae-hyun. Oh, they ended up being one of my favorite siblings. They reminded me of those siblings from the Korean version. Very much the whole family dynamic and how that all played out. Yes, that's who they reminded me of. 100%. Susu is older than Harry. She then gives him the Cupid card date that he got. She tells him the kind of foods. He asks, what are you interested in eating? Because he's the one who's going to be cooking a lot of their dinners or lunches or whatever it is. And she gives him a list of the things that she wants to eat. I thought that it was so cute, him caring for her like that. It was adorable. And then the next day we see that they go grocery shopping. Susu, Pampan, and Tutu are in one car. Shin, Harry, Hua Hua, and Tang Tang are supposed to be in one car. But because Tang Tang is interested in Susu, he opts to go join them in the other car. I loved it. It's like, go where your heart is. Don't waste your time in places that you don't want to be. Simple and fair. At the supermarket though, they break up into groups. And it looks like they break up into groups. It looked like they were all still together for a bit, and then they really do break out. The first group was Susu. Susu chose Tutu to go with her, and I think that makes Tang Tang sad. Susu was choosing Tutu a lot during a lot of the activities that they were doing. They always seem to end up together. Now, I don't think she was doing it intentionally. I think she's trying to throw them off because she said this to Harry when they were talking in the sibling room, the night before, that she and Tutu look so much alike that people would think that they were siblings. She had said this before. So my thing is, I think her own mindset was that she's going to hang around Tutu a lot more just so people think that they are indeed siblings and will want to, and it to throw the whole house off. But then, in doing this, she was giving Tang Tang the wrong signal because it kept happening and Tang Tang just started pulling back. It was like, you know what, it looks like she's interested in Tutu, so maybe I should just take a step back, While they were shopping, Hua Hua and Pampa, anything Hua Hua wanted, Pampa will say take it. She'll say it's too expensive, he'll say take it, buy it. So in my mind, I was like, it's one of two things. Either she's his sibling, which I didn't see, or he likes her and he's catering to her, which was more what I thought. I didn't think that they were siblings. They didn't look like they could remotely be siblings to me, So those were my two ideas. I was like, either he likes her or she's his sister. And then in the other group, we had Shin, Harry, and Tang Tang. Because since Susu chose Tutu, Tang Tang decided to, I don't even think he decided, I think he just kind of, by default ended up with the other group. Honestly, I think Harry and Shin were like shopping and Tang Tang was like the third wheel at this point. He was just there for show pushing the cart because Harry and Shin were in their own world. It's so cute. They have such an instant attraction to each other. It's palpable. You can see it. Everybody can tell instantly. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the way they dote on each other. For now, we all know how things can change and might be sad, but I really like it. I'm digging it for now. On their way back, Harry, Pampan, Tantan, and Susu are in one car. Susu and Tantan then share earphones. She was listening to something and she offers it to him, and they listen to music together. The way she looks at him, you know that she likes him. So my own thing is that if you like him, why are you sending mixed signals? Girl, Even if you're going to go with Tutu, also take Tantan. That way he knows that at least you're interested in both of them. Like, why do people do this? Why, after all the mini shows that we've watched, why do you do this? You know? But they do listen to music together, and then after what's it called, dinner, they get their mail, they get new mail into the house, and it's the sibling introduction letter. Again, going off the Korean version, this is why I knew what was happening when it was happening. I love that for myself. So this is where I got lost in the trenches, where I watched episode 3 and it was back to episode 1, and I was questioning my whole life, asking why they did what they did. And then by episode 4, I was like, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. So I went to YouTube, and it turns out that I was watching episode 2, part 1. So they start off with the episode with Xiaoling playing the piano. We'd already seen Tantan play the piano. He was good. Xiaoling is a wow. Like my people will say, what a family of God. Impressive. Oh my God. Artists. She was so good. Oh, her attraction level just broke the roof. Looking at all the singles, I would say that the people that I think that are actually here, like openly seeking to find love, personally, because you always have that thing where it's My Sibling's Romance. One person wants to find love, they drag their sibling along with them. It is what it is. When I saw Pampan, I was like, his sister dragged him here. There's no way he willingly signed up for this if not for his sister. You know, it doesn't mean that he doesn't want to find love, but I'm saying that he didn't choose this for himself. He chose this because his sister chose to do it. The people that I think came here willingly on their own volition are Susu, Xinxin, maybe Tantan, I think. And he dragged Xiaoling with him, because even though I think Xiaoling is kind of open to the idea, she also does seem kind of closed off a little bit, and I feel like maybe it's their upbringing that has something to do with it. Maybe they did say that they grew up in more of a strict home, so I don't know. For me and Hua, I think Hua is maybe even Harry, or maybe Harry came along but then saw Xing and he's like, yeah, I'm on board. You know, there's just some people that are more closed off and some people that are more open than the others. Anywho, Xiaoling's playing the piano. It was fantastic. Then we see Tantan also plays again another song by an artist that Susu had told him that she liked. However, Tantan had told them that there was a cat outside, so Susu was feeding the cat outside with Tutu. Yet another misunderstanding. So after a while, he stopped playing the piano and just kind of like let it be. She did hear the song, and she knew that somebody was playing a song that her favorite artist sang, but she was so obsessed with the cat that she didn't want to leave. She was feeding the cat. I mean, fair enough, it's a kitten, you know, it is what it is. Pang was really kicking it off like a house on fire with Hua. They were really kicking it off. So I wrote, it's either sibling or he likes her, one or the other. I'm not really sure where Hua stands, but she was very open to the interaction, so I don't think she's opposed, if she's not his sister, to dating him. And then by the end of the night, when everybody is done eating, Harry and Xing have some alone time while doing dishes. It was romantic energy. Lord, I mean, the sexual tension, and it's not even sexual tension that I want to rip your clothes off. It's just that intense attraction tension, you know, between these two is palpable. I love it. There was one time that Harry was trying to put on, just before they started doing the dishes, while Xing was clearing the table. She was not in the kitchen, but Harry was trying to put on his apron and he couldn't really fit it. So Hua was trying to help him, and Xing turned and she saw them. And then Harry was like, don't worry, I can do it myself. I was like, whoa, he really did draw a line. He's like, oh, my potential girl can see me. I don't want her getting any wrong ideas. That's how you do it. I liked it. I really do like it. I hope nothing changes between these two, because I'm invested. I know I should not get invested this early, but I'm very invested in the two of them. Honestly, the two of them together, I'm very invested in it. Afterward, the doorbell rings and they tell them that life albums and intro letters are waiting for them. You know, they need to gather and look at those. So what that is that they bring an album for each sibling, and then there's a letter at the back of it which is an introduction letter written by their brother or sister. It's very wholesome. I really liked it. When they did it in the Korean version, all of us were crying together. It's very wholesome. So the first person was Tantan. Turns out he's a table tennis prodigy. He went to Tsinghua. Please Don't eat me alive. Universities, one of the top universities in China. We've seen it everywhere. And then the letter had everyone in tears. It had him in tears. Everyone except for Xiaoling. Xiaoling did not cry. She only cried when she was reading her own letter. And I was like, oh, so you do have deep emotions there. You just gotta let it out. I think Xiaoling is a very close person. And I think this show is probably going to break her down if she lets it and open her up to expressing her emotions a little bit more. Next was Susu, and Harry barely kept it together. It was very obvious that he was her sibling. Third was Pam Pam, and he's a car manager right now, and he runs 3 garages. He's a business owner, full-fledged, successful, doing his thing. He also cried. I think everybody pretty much cried during their letters. It was pretty amazing. Then we had Xiaoling, and she's in Beijing Film Academy right now, doing her master's and her undergrad or something like that. Very talented family, that family. Next was Tutu, who is a student. And this was the first time that I actually thought that Xinxin was his sister because of the creative editing. They were showing her a lot while he was reading his letters. And I was like, why are these guys trying to throw me off, you know? And then it was Harry's turn, and I don't really remember writing anything special for Harry, if I'm being honest. And next was Xinxin. She, I don't know if she's currently, but the last picture they showed her, she was a manager. She'd attended an event as a manager for the marketing department of the company she was working for at that point in time. And then we see, they now then do her introduction, their sibling introduction. And then we see that it was Pam Pam. And I was right. Was I right? Hold on. Yes, it was Pam Pam. I was so right. I knew it. Just because of the way they have the same, like, complexion. I don't know what it was, but I just felt like Pam Pam was her brother, and I was so right. Their parents are divorced, so we only get to see their dad. It looks like they grew up mostly with their dad. He thinks that she likes Harry. He was telling her during the sibling meetup the night before that he thinks that Harry likes her. She said no. So I'm thinking that maybe she sat down with that, and then the next day when they were all hanging out together, she kind of saw the attraction, and that's when it started building for her. She also thinks that he likes Hua Hua. He said that he also got a card. She told him that he also got a card, and he seemed very happy because he didn't expect it. He said that all the boys were so handsome that he didn't expect to get anything. And I was like, you're handsome too. And then she said it, you're handsome too. And I was like, oh my God, I love it. I think their dynamic is very friendly as well. She said they're very close. And the way they explain everything, it looks like they're very close. He definitely is older. She's the only girl in the family. I do believe that she has 2 brothers. In the pictures, there was another baby boy, but they blurred his face. And I think they doted on her as the only female in the household. So she is spoiled for sure. She's a pampered princess, and whoever takes on that responsibility better know that she comes, having all these things, and they should be prepared to continue it. That's all I'm saying, I love it for her. Honestly, I love it for her. And then the last person we see their letter is Hua Hua, and the letter really did break her down. Based on what they wrote and what was translated for us, it looked like she'd grown up in a very strict household. Her brother said that they were very strict with the titles of, men do this, women do this. So I guess even with all that, she still has this sunny personality. She's still strong. She came out on the other side on top. And that really just broke her down. It broke everybody down at this point. And then we see that her brother is Tutu. Did not expect it. So they have a very fun, playful relationship. I really do like their relationship. It's so nice. She's older. I think Pam Pam was the only one who was the older brother. Everybody else was an older sister. And then they tell us that they are half siblings. They have different moms, but the same dad. And that's when the episode kind of cuts off for part 1. Episode 2, part 1. So we will continue and we'll do recaps. I'm not going to be doing each episode. There's no freaking way, guys. So I might watch the next 5 episodes, condense that into one thing, and then we can talk about it. But I really do like it. It's the same concept, like I said, with the Korean version. And they're using the same format, which I can appreciate because it makes things easy for me. I'm loving it. I want to see who gets set up for dates. If we're thinking based on who everybody likes, it looks like all the boys got a card, which is nice. I don't know if because in the Korean version, one sibling got multiple cards, and then their sibling chose a card, and the other 2 were basically discarded and shared amongst the other people, or something like that. I think that's what happened. But I don't know if that's the same thing that happened here, or all the girls chose different people. But I'm very interested to see who goes out on the dates, the first Cupid dates. I think we'll get that hopefully in the next episode. If we don't, that's where I'm starting, guys. I don't care. I don't care for the fluff. I want to see the dating. And I'm very interested in Harry and Shinshin. But I'm really liking the episode, so I'm excited. We're having a very busy month, guys. We're going to be doing both, not both, three shows. We're going to be doing My Siblings Romance China. We're doing Exchange 2, and we're doing Better Late Than Single. I'm loving it. I'm excited. It's all recaps. We're all talking, which I enjoy. I don't get to talk as much when I do reactions because you got to focus. So this is really, really... I'm happy. Like they say in UK, I'm cheesing, guys. But yeah, go ahead and hit that notification bell, subscribe, like the video, and leave your comments. I know a lot of you have probably watched this already, so leave those comments. Let's not spoil it for me or other people, but leave your comments. Let me know who were your favorite singles entering the house, you know, based on the first batch. Do you see it for Harry and Shinshin? I kind of see it for now. I don't know how things will change, but I'm really loving it so far. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!